My husband found a website called Happify. Anybody heard of it? Happify? The entry he shared with me said that the benefits of practicing gratitude are nearly endless. People who regularly practice gratitude by taking time to notice and reflect upon the things they're thankful for experience more positive emotions, feel more alive, sleep better, express more compassion and kindness, and even have stronger immune systems. And gratitude doesn't need to be reserved only for momentous occasions. Sure, you might express gratitude after you've been given a big bonus, but you can also be thankful for something as simple as a delicious piece of pie. Research by UC Davis psychologist Robert Emmons shows that simply keeping a gratitude journal, regularly writing brief reflections on moments for which we're thankful, can significantly increase well-being and life satisfaction. The social benefits are especially significant here because, after all, gratitude is a social emotion. It's a relationship-strengthening emotion because it requires us to see how we have been supported and affirmed by other people. And I think that point is central to today's gospel lesson. In the story, I don't think the other 9 lepers were ungrateful. They were clearly happy because they had cried out to Jesus to heal them, and he had. But they didn't return to give thanks. The one who did obviously got something more than the others. Jesus said to the Samaritan former leper, "Your faith has made you well." We hear that a lot in the Gospels. Your faith has made you well. This man's noticing, turning, praising, and thanking made him well. It didn't heal him of his leprosy. Jesus did that. But it made him whole in a way that the other 9 missed out on because they didn't notice, turn, praise, and thank Jesus. The original word for made well means both physically and spiritually whole. The thankful man, his felt and expressed gratitude healed him spiritually and emotionally, as well as Jesus' physical healing. It is significant that Jesus was traveling through the borderlands, neither Samaria nor Judah, thus an area of uncertainty and danger, but also of encounter and possibility. And the man who turned back to thank was a Samaritan. Jews and Samaritans were enemies. Samaritans were foreigners, but they were similar to the Jews, but not the same, and the Jews hated them, and they hated the Jews right back. But in this story, the outsider, the foreigner, is the faithful one, reminding everyone that God's love and salvation extend to outsiders and also cannot be taken for granted by insiders. We all receive God's gifts. All people on earth have received the gift of our miraculous human body. Everyone gets the gift of breath and a beating heart. We've all been given the earth and her fruits. But what makes us whole? If we listen to today's gospel, it appears that the acts of noticing, turning, praising, and thanking God make us whole. The 9 didn't miss out because God was not interested in making them whole. They missed out because they passed up the opportunity to connect with God through giving praise and thanks. It seems that gratitude helps us connect with God in a way that nothing else can. And maybe that's more than just saying, thank you. Take human relationships, for example. We can hear the voice of our mother and countless other mothers ringing in our heads saying, say thank you, dear. Say thank you. Does that ring any bells? The part I hated most about Christmas as a child began the first thing in the morning on December 26th. It was my, yeah. This is a common experience. It was my mother's nagging about whether or not I had written all my thank you notes yet. I just wanted to play with my new toys. Those notes were obligatory, and Mom would not stop nagging until they were all in the mail. And because they were obligatory, writing them did not increase my gratitude. In fact, my first cousin, our mothers were sisters, and my aunt did the same thing. To this day, and she is 82 years old, she will not write a thank you note. Because she was so sick of her mother saying, have you written all your thank-uns? Write your thank-uns. Now, we should certainly say thank you. I've had the experience of giving a gift to a child and having it snatched out of my hands, ripped open, and then tossed aside while the child looked for the next gift. Anybody? Yeah? Yeah. I imagine that has happened to most of you as well, and I bet you can remember how unsatisfying, if not insulting, that felt. No connection with that child resulted from that gift giving. Possibly quite the opposite. But think how you felt when you gave someone a gift who was delighted to have it placed in their hands. Then they opened it carefully but with anticipation. When they saw what you chose for them, they exclaimed with delight and talked about how much they liked it and how it was just perfect. Oh, thank you so much. As we remember an experience like that, we remember how the relationship was strengthened, the bond deepened. We remember how we were so pleased, even before we gave the gift, to have found something so perfect for that person. The perfect gift just showed them how well we knew them. We were eager to give it and see how they liked it, to revel in their pleasure and to know that we were the source of that pleasure. God feels the same way. God is interested in relationship, not obligation. And God is always seeking to deepen relationship with us. All relationships are two-way by definition. Our relationship with God is no different. So it's necessary that we make some kind of response to God, acknowledging that God is the giver of all the gifts. This is not because God is petty and needs to be thanked, but rather we need to give thanks in order to grow closer to God. As we saw in the gospel, our response to God's gifts needs to be to notice, turn, praise, and thank. Not, you'll notice, simply an automatic unthinking, thank you, tossed God's way. Remember, the study behind Happify says that those who reap the benefits of gratitude are those who regularly practice gratitude by taking time to notice and reflect upon the things they're thankful for. Sometimes the noticing God's gifts is the hardest part. When the Samaritan prostrated himself at Jesus' feet and thanked him, the original text calls what he did Eucharisto, because that means giving thanks. What we do at the altar here each week is Eucharist, Eucharisto. That is, we give thanks to God. Our faith family and our Episcopal tradition open the way for us to be healed, to be made whole by God's free gift and our grateful response. As we cultivate this habit pattern of noticing, turning, praising, and thanking God, we will be made whole by God's grace and by our faith.